UG was... There is no blame going to UG. Let me make that clear. There is no blame going to UG in anything that I see. But the financial struggles at UG was heavy. I was barred, almost barred from writing exams. Well, practically barred until I had paid. The exam is in 2 hours. I have to get $40,000. My mother isn't in the country at the time. I know no one in Guyana. I don't know what to do. And I can't say I will write a supplemental because I haven't paid. So supplemental is out of the question. I have to pay. And again, support system. It was a classmate of mine that gave me $40,000 to rush to Giftland to pay it. To pay it and to come back do the exam. And I did very well in that exam. Cutting the long story short, that was my breaking point. That was what birthed Wendy's Pizza Parlor in this country. Because I said that will never happen to me again.
That was the reality he faced at that moment, and it put everything into perspective. It was at that point that Joshua knew he could no longer allow the harshness of life to keep him from pushing to achieve what he knew, what he believed was his destiny.
We had our challenges when it related to finances as a family. The challenges became stiff, very stiff at one point. My brother confessed at one time that, Joshua, we all have it bad, because I'm the last child. He said, Joshua, we all have it bad, but we didn't have it as bad as you. And I laughed it off, you know. But then when you go on your bed and sleep at night, it will replay in your mind that what he's saying is true. That they had it, we all had it bad, but it seemed like my time was the terror when everything just broke loose. And that was a very heart-wrenching moment for me as a child. But nonetheless, the people that I met, they brought out a level of excellence from me that I could appreciate today. And I thank them for that all the time. From church members to my pastor, to school members, the principal. Mr. Sion was my high school principal. And he understood the situation and he worked as a principal to ensure that I did well. Academically, I did well. In sports, I did well. And that he didn't make the financial constraint be a weighted burden on me. Likewise, my pastor showed us principles to have a better life, showed us how to win in life. So everybody has that person and that voice that speaks to them consistently. And I had mine.
Joshua, well, Josh, as he's fondly called, never confined himself to the situation he was born into and saw it as just that, another situation. To him, it signified another hurdle that must be passed in order for him to become. The positive young man who turned 24 on Sunday was born to 2 Guyanese parents who have clearly instilled the right stuff in him. He acknowledges and remains grateful to his support system, who he is adamant is headed by God.
The role was vital. It wasn't just important and great. It was vital. Okay? They believed in me and they believed in what God said about me. And when the situation seemed contrary, they believed in what God said and they caused me, almost like enforcing that I believe also. Because it's one thing if God said it, but then if you have people believing that you will be great, you don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. You will stay that path. And my church, from my pastor right down, they believed in me. When it came to coming to Guyana, when it came to me coming to Guyana, my pastor, the apostle, he made sure that he blessed me. He made sure that he said, boy, all will be well, all will be fine. Didn't have a cent in my hand. Came from a family that wasn't wealthy. I don't have any great uncle that could put money and say, I will back you or anything like that. No. But I had these people that was able to mentor me and show me that way.
There's an old adage that states, you find yourself through adversity. The things that hurt us most today make us stronger tomorrow. It is believed that even Josh had no idea how strong one becomes when the bull is taken by the horn and those perceived challenges are seen as nothing more than building blocks. Those very challenges molded him into a very brave young man. He received due attention after his story went public. The story of his struggle for success, a story that resounded with all who heard it. A young man determined to complete his studies took on the role of becoming a pizza vendor. But there is more to it. Here's why.
UG was... There is no blame going to UG. Let me make that clear. There is no blame going to UG in anything that I see. But the financial struggles at UG was heavy. I had circumstances where I was barred, almost barred from writing exams. Well, practically barred until I had paid. The exam is in 2 hours. I have to get $40,000. My mother isn't in the country at the time. I know no one in Guyana. I don't know what to do. And I can't say I will write a supplemental because I haven't paid. So supplemental is out of the question. I have to pay. And again, support system. It was a classmate of mine that gave me $40,000 to rush to Giftland to pay it. To pay it and to come back do the exam. And I did very well in that exam. Cutting the long story short, that was my breaking point. That was what birthed Wendy's Pizza Parlor in this country. Because I said that will never happen to me again. I had times when I was on campus from morning till night. I haven't ate. There are days when it was exam time before COVID, they would allow you to stay in the library and stay overnight. And I would stay in the library as a first-year student in a new country. I would stay in the library because I don't have bus money to go home and come back for the exam. Yes, and that was my way out. And I counted it all joy.
It takes a special type of substance to be able to smile in the face of what is trying to cripple you. And for a fact, Josh has shown that he has it. Such traits are only inherited. And after meeting Wendy, the name behind the now popular pizza brand, it is clear she was a clear contributor. For she too possesses that strength to remain unfazed in a world where your very foundations are trembling. Wendy speaks of faith that is unshrinkable and maintains. It is what carried her.
He inspired me a lot because sometimes when I'm feeling down, he will lift me up with the words that he say. He give me encouragement. And Joshua always helps. He always willing to go and sell. He would get up in the morning despite the challenges. He would go and sell his pizza, and he always determined to do it. As long as he has something to do, not only pizza alone, he's determined to go about and do what he have to do. Sometimes I say, wait. He say, Mommy, I'm going to do what I have to do now. And he always encouraged me, and I thank God for him because he's a real encouragement. I thank God for him going and sell the pizza every day. He would go, come back, collect, come. So he always, give me courage, and I thank God for that.
Josh's innovative thinking of securing his tuition fees led to the fulfillment of his mother's dreams, a dream that served as the reminder to never give up. Wendy's Pizza Parlor is a family brand, and the boss and pizza specialist is Wendy. She works from home and is tireless in her pursuit to offer the best of her blessed hands to the Guyanese people. Wendy spends hours putting nothing but love into her pizzas, which have now won over many hearts. Josh explains this the best.
First thing is that in St. Lucia, my mom, who is Wendy, had her time and her challenges, but that is a gift that she has. She could cook very well. Not just pizza, but everything. The pizza is unique in the sense that you don't see people walking around selling it. You wouldn't really find that. Secondly, the pizza itself was a way of bringing out something that was inside of us that we didn't know. All my siblings, all of us sold pizza. I was just the privileged one for it that it became popular by. But all of us went through it. And that is my mom's gift. And now we know why Wendy's. Because they had many other names we could put. But this is her gift and it is her dream. Tomorrow I'll become a lawyer and I'll be doing my own thing that will cause people to be proud of me and all of that. Yes, I'll still be a part of Wendy's Pizza Parlor, that's fine. But I'll be doing more to encapsulate this person called Joshua. But cooking pizza is her dream. Her dream is coming to pass day by day.
Seeing her dreams transcend even aspects they never imagined is something that is enticing to Josh. The only feeling he could bring to life as he searched for adjectives to describe how he felt about fulfilling his son's duty. The aspiring lawyer also shared his keys to success and what continually helps him to beat those odds.
If you don't believe, the challenges of life has a way of pushing you to the point where you say that it wouldn't happen and you wouldn't beat the odds. And that's where the fifth component comes in, because sometimes you know you have to be this great politician, but you went to UG, you went to do international relations, you came out, first semester your GPA is 1.3. They're calling you to tell you that they should expel you or you should leave the school. And you know you have to be a politician. Go again. You go again, sometimes you have 3 carryovers. You fail 3 courses, you have to do them the next. Go again. Go again. You will get it right because you know the end product. That's where faith comes in. Very important and fundamental.
That's what he maintains is a reason for his unflinching will. It is only expected that must be what he was taught, and it can be assured it's not only a secret weapon, but that of his pillar.
Well, first of all, don't give up on your child. Don't give up. You know, we all have challenges, different challenges, but don't give up on the children. You know, trust God. Trust God. He's well able to deliver. Despite what challenges a parent going through with the children, call upon God. He's able to help. And support them in the right way. Support them. You know, because sometimes children also, they have their own challenges. They go through sometimes some of them don't even say. But support them in the good way. You know, sometimes you call them, you speak to them, you want, find out what is going on with the children.
Josh believes and knows his purpose and feels it in the very core of his existence. So much so, this is the advice he decided to offer.
My advice to them is stop. First, stop. Stop. Just stay. Just hold it for a second. That's the first advice I would give them. Stop. Second advice, find out what God has said. Like I said before, find out what God has said. You find out what God has said, you will know how to come out. Sometimes God will say, you will not see the wind, you will not see the rain, but the valley will still be filled with water. So you don't look, you may not see, you look on every side. They are calling you, you have rent to pay, you have bills to pay, your child just ended up falling sick, so many things it's just going haywire in your life. You need to stop. Just stop and go to God. That is the first principle. And when you get what you get from God, you will look at the mountain and you will see it like a valley. It's not about a celebrity lifestyle. And I tell people that it makes no sense that I become this great person and everybody just stays clapping for me. No. When you are supposed to be great also, and you are supposed to be the best civil engineer, and this guy may be the one to create a skyscraper in Guyana, why should it only be about me? I'm doing law. I'll be a lawyer. I'll be a prime minister. But what about those other people that are going to create greatness where I may be limited? I can't do everything. And that is what I'm telling them, to ensure that you get that. Because sometimes you could be in a job working 9 to 5 and God has called you to have a global business.
Beating the proverbial odds is easier said than done. But Joshua is proof that it is not impossible. He serves as an inspiration to not only those who consider themselves his peers, but those well out of his age range. It is the Guyanese way to persevere, regardless, through trials, fears, and hardships. It is our attitude towards these things that builds character. And even a simple few have fought against those battering odds to be the person they see in the mirror. Joshua is one such example, an example of a survivor, an advocate, and a human sailing the tides of life.
My final advice and encouragement to you is, give yourself time to grow. Rome wasn't built in one day. Give yourself time to grow. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Make the mistakes but learn from them. Okay? Because if you can make the mistakes in secret and learn from them in secret, when you get to the top, you wouldn't make mistakes because you would have already learned. So that is my advice to you. Give yourself time to grow and make sure that you learn from all the mistakes that you make. Thank you very much.